night, when the curtain of reality descends and the world falls into silence. You close your eyes, but you don't fall into an empty void. You arrive in another realm, a land that exists on no map, where the laws of physics are bent, where the deceased return with a smile, as vivid as if there was never a goodbye, where you can fly through layers of clouds with a single thought, and also where your deepest fears take the form of monsters chasing you down endless corridors. The next morning, you wake with a jolt. The same room, the same bed, cold sweat on your neck, and the aftertaste of adventure still lingering on your tongue. And a burning question in your chest. What just happened? Was it merely a random play staged by your brain from fragmented memories? A firework display of neurons? Or have you just returned from a journey to a place beyond the reach of logic? A parallel reality that only opens its doors when we sleep. In this video, we won't just explain dreams, we will journey together into that uncharted land. We will peel back every layer, from the astonishing scientific explanations to the stories that will make you question the very nature of reality. Prepare yourself, because after this door is opened, you might just realize the world you know when you're awake is only half the truth. Through the lens of science, the stage for dreams is set entirely within the 1.4 kilogram organ inside our skulls. When you sleep, your brain doesn't turn off. It enters a complex cycle of activity, a symphony divided into several movements. First is NREM sleep, which takes up most of the night. Your body repairs itself, energy is restored. This is a time of mental quiet. But after about 90 minutes, something magical happens. You enter the REM stage. During this stage, your eyes dart back and forth beneath your eyelids as if watching an invisible film. The prefrontal cortex, the center of logic and reason, temporarily takes a back seat. Control is handed over to the limbic system, the domain of emotion and memory. The amygdala, the hub of fear and pleasure, becomes highly active. The hippocampus, the memory storage facility, is triggered. A director who is both brilliant and erratic begins its work, the unconscious. You dream of being chased? That's the echo of your daytime anxiety, amplified by the amygdala. You dream of falling? That's the visualization of a loss of control in your life. You dream of a lost loved one. That's the unconscious director, replaying its most precious films from the hippocampus to soothe an unresolved grief. So, why does the brain construct these elaborate plays? Science offers several theories. The information processing theory suggests that dreams are the brain's way of sorting through everything you've learned and experienced during the day, deciding what to keep and what to discard. The threat simulation theory argues that dreams, especially nightmares, are an ancient survival mechanism. The brain creates frightening scenarios in a safe environment to let you rehearse your reactions, helping you prepare for real-world dangers. These explanations are logical, neat, and safe, but they still can't explain everything. If dreams are merely a theater of the past and a training ground for the near future, then why is the script sometimes written about a distant future, one you have never even imagined? This is where the map of science ends and the untamed wilderness of the unexplainable begins. History is filled with such whispers, dreams that seem to tear through the veil of time. We know the story of Abraham Lincoln and his dream of his own assassination. We've heard about the more than 20 people who canceled their tickets for the Titanic thanks to premonitory nightmares. These are the classic examples. But what about the tragic story of the great author Mark Twain? He had a younger brother, Henry, whom he adored. One night, Twain had a dream so vivid it horrified him. He saw Henry lying dead in a metal coffin, with a bouquet of white roses and a single red rose at its center resting on his chest. A few weeks later, Henry was tragically killed in a steamboat boiler explosion. When Mark Twain went to see his brother for the last time, he was horrified to find the scene was identical to his dream. Henry lay in a metal coffin, and a woman had placed a bouquet of white roses with a single crimson rose in the middle upon his chest. The dream had foretold even the smallest, most specific details. These phenomena are known as precognitive dreams. They defy our entire understanding of cause and effect. In search of an answer, the great psychologist Carl Jung went deeper. He believed that beneath our individual unconscious lies a more profound layer, a collective ocean of the psyche, which he called the collective unconscious. This is a spiritual heritage passed down through thousands of generations, containing the shared memories and experiences of all humankind. Within this ocean exist the archetypes, primordial, universal symbols. Examples include the wise old man, the great mother, and the shadow, our dark side. This is why, in the dreams of different cultures and different eras, we still see similar symbols and stories. Is it possible that when we dream, our minds are diving into this collective ocean, a place that holds not only the past, but also the possibilities of the future, an invisible network of information connecting us all? If dreams are a message, in what language are they written? The answer is symbols. Dreams do not communicate with the logic of the waking world. They speak through images, emotions, and metaphors. Deciphering this language has been a human obsession for millennia. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed dreams were the royal road to the unconscious. He proposed that every dream is a form of wish fulfillment for a repressed desire. The bizarre images we see are merely the manifest content, a disguise for the latent content, the true, hidden desires, often of a sexual or aggressive nature, that are deemed unacceptable by society. His student, Carl Jung, had a different, more profound perspective. For Jung, dreams do not conceal, they reveal. They are a message from the deepest part of your inner self, trying to communicate with your conscious mind to help you rebalance your psyche and achieve personal growth. So what do common symbols mean? Teeth falling out. This rarely has to do with actual dental health. It can represent a fear of losing control, anxiety about one's appearance, or a feeling of powerlessness, or being unable to speak up in a situation. Water symbolizes emotions. A calm sea means a peaceful soul. A tsunami represents repressed emotions that are about to erupt. Flying often expresses a sense of freedom and liberation from the constraints of daily life. However, the most important thing to remember is this: there is no universal dream dictionary that is true for everyone. The meaning of a symbol depends entirely on your personal experiences and emotions. A snake in one person's dream might mean deceit, but for another, it could be a symbol of healing and transformation. To understand your dreams, you must become the archaeologist of your own mind. In the world of dreams, there are two states of extreme opposition. You are either the master or you are the prisoner. When you realize you are dreaming and can control everything at will, that is a lucid dream. This is not science fiction. Many people have trained themselves to achieve this state through techniques like reality checks, looking at your hands, trying to push a finger through your palm, or by keeping a dream journal. In a lucid dream, you are the director, the actor, the architect of your own world. You can confront your fears, practice a skill, or simply do the impossible. But on the opposite end of the spectrum lies the most terrifying nightmare, where you lose all control. Sleep paralysis. You wake up, but not into reality. Your eyes are open. You are aware of your room, but your body is locked down as if by invisible chains. A terrifying pressure on your chest chokes the air from your lungs. You see a dark figure. You hear whispers. You try to scream in desperation, but no sound escapes. Science explains this as a glitch, where the brain wakes up before the body does. But that explanation does nothing to soothe the absolute terror of the experience. In folklore around the world, this phenomenon is given fearsome names. In Japan, it's the kanashibari. In Europe, it was blamed on the demonic incubus, or succubus. In other cultures, it is simply known as the old hag. Here, the line between a biological phenomenon and a supernatural assault virtually disappears. Within the same dream world, how can a person be both a creative god and a helpless prisoner? So, what are dreams, ultimately? A biological phenomenon, a psychological message, or a supernatural doorway? Perhaps the answer is all of them. Think of it as a quantum doorway, capable of opening into multiple dimensions at once. It is a doorway to your past. It is a doorway to your present. It could be a doorway to your future. And most terrifying of all, it could be a doorway into another reality. Perhaps one day, science will draw a complete map of the dream world. But until then, it remains our own personal adventure. It is the language the universe uses to speak to the individual. It is the mirror that reflects who you truly are when all the masks of society are removed. Do not dismiss your dreams. Do not cast them aside as meaningless nonsense. Listen to them, write them down. Because somewhere within those bizarre and illogical images lies a code meant only for you, a warning, a comfort, or an answer to a question you have been searching for in your waking life. Dreams are the final piece of the puzzle to understanding ourselves. So, the final question is, the last dream you couldn't forget, what was it trying to tell you? Share it. Because with every dream that is told, we are helping to draw the great, unfinished map of humanity. Dear friends, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos. Thank you for watching until the end. Goodbye, and see you next time.